I'll start the recording.
Okay. So should we wait for a few more minutes, or
Yeah,
can we?
maybe we can start at 8:05 something.
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah, it seems now it is there.
Yes, we have a new course forum for data visualization design.
Okay. So Jimmy, I just tried to log in. It seems that you need to have
Yeah,
the data science BSc data science account, right? The online
yeah.
degree
Okay, once it will
email
be
ID.
there, no, I'll invite you also.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Can you inform Narayan about it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
To
I'll
create email ID for me, and so I can participate in that as well.
okay, okay. So,
Okay, I think we'll get started. There is no fixed agenda for this session because it's been a week since we started, and we are into the second week. And there is also a graded assignment that you guys are, doing this couple of weeks, the first 2 weeks. I just wanted to get a sense of, what do you feel, about the course so far. Are there any additional inputs that you need, any clarifications or doubts that you have? So I want to meet you in person in a live session like this, so that I can address those issues. So that's the primary purpose of this meeting. So any one of you can start, and you can let me know whatever you feel about the course so far.
Okay, let me start, sir. I
Yeah.
have checked the week one and it's really impressive. Okay, the way you are explaining with the whatever the graphs you have shown. Okay, till now, in my thinking that visualization can be a bar chart or a scatter plot or some uh, but now when you are trying to teach means at least my viewer point thinking has changed that okay in this way also the visualization can be done which can able to tell the people, so it's really good. And I just started the week two, okay, and I feel that somewhere the videos are getting cut and it's
Mhm.
jumping to some other point. Maybe I think it's some
Yeah.
assignments things are there which you have maybe cutted it.
Yeah. So what happened with those jumpy portions of the video is that there are places where the students are interacting with me. So if you recall, this is a live classroom that I teach my course here at IIT Bombay, and we recorded in a studio setting, but it still has this classroom dynamics of students interacting, asking a question. Sometimes I ask the students something and they respond, and those things are not clearly captured in the audio.
Okay, okay.
So we had to chop off those portions that do not make any sense at all. You can only hear my question, and the answer is not audible at all. So it doesn't make any sense to leave them there. So it looks a bit jumpy, so in that sense, it's a bit raw, that you suddenly you see a jump in the video and then it seems like there is a portion missing in between. But I have gone through all the videos, and there is no significant content missing. Okay, so
Yeah, that it looks like, but
yeah. So
maybe
I mean, you'll have to kind of bear with that bit of a little jumpiness throughout the video. It gets a little better as we go along. For this was also the first week of courses, right? So our camera crew and the students and myself were getting used to this class being recorded, and then it gets a little bit smoother over the next few weeks.
yeah, okay. And one more maybe.
Sorry,
Yeah.
please go on.
Yeah,
So
Mukesh, go ahead. You can finish with you.
When
and
you
then
are explaining in the I think projector, so is it possible to do some laser pointing? Because when you are putting your hand and when the camera person is taking, it's sometimes it's looking blur. Okay.
Yes.
So if I don't know whether you can.
Yeah. So that is a shortcoming there. I also noticed it. But usually when I'm talking about it, I'm talking about something that is very specific. And since we have also inserted those slides, as part of the video, and the same slides are also circulated as downloadable PDF for you. I mean, uploaded in the course contents along with the course contents.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can, I would suggest is that you have the video and have the video the PDF slides of the lecture side by side. Then you will be able to see a higher resolution version of what you see on the video. And then if I'm pointing out to something and you're not able to precisely make out what I'm pointing out, it may be more easy to discern that in the slide.
Actually, we have not received the PPT, sir.
So okay. So the PPT slides, Jimmy, I thought so the PDF files, right, of all the lectures, you should make it available along with every week.
Yeah.
So
thank you, sir. Thank you.
So a good thing that you brought that up, so that I thought it was there already. Okay, so the good thing, I mean, I really liked the observation that so the purpose of the first week is to kind of give you a broad overview that helps you broaden your view of what data visualization can do and what its potential is, right? And most of the time, people approach data visualization thinking that how can I do a bar chart or a bubble chart, or what tools do I need to create them, and so on and so forth, right? So the mechanics of creating a particular type of a chart without really understanding the overall intent of this. So this is a kind of a step back and then looking at the historical perspective of what data visualizations have managed to do in the past and what we can use it for in the future as well.
Your examples are really great. The way from 18 you are coming to then 17, 19.
Yeah.
Really good.
So these are seminal works in data visualization. I mean, any textbook or book on data visualization will talk about these examples, because these are examples often cited in this field.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, there was I didn't notice who was this, another person who wanted to.
Jaydev was talking.
Yeah, Jaydev.
Yeah. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sir, is two questions basically. Is the remainder of the course going to be recordings of your live lectures in your physical class?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And how long ago did those classes happen?
This happened last August. Just
so one term ago.
Yeah, just last semester. Yeah.
Right.
So the thing that the way that we do our courses is that we don't have weekly classes that span over the entire semester. Instead, we take up a course, and then depending on how many credits it is, we do a 2-week course or a 3-week course. Okay. So essentially, we do this course for the entire day for 3 weeks at a stretch. So from morning 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, right? Basically, you are just doing this one course only. You finish this course and then you move on to the next course. So that's how we do it here at the design school. The timetable is slightly different. So that is why you will notice that, for multiple lectures, I'm wearing the same dress. So essentially it is the same day, So yeah, that is a bit unusual.
Got it.
Yeah.
And adding to what Mukesh was saying earlier, I would guess that making charts is the easy part of this course, right?
Right.
And when you do simply charts, there are, let's say, you typically talk about specific set of types of charts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you just click on Excel and it pretty much recommends a chart to you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that chart, you could iterate on it multiple times until you get exactly what you want. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is a lot of literature about how to make a good chart, of course, like Tufte and all of those resources are there. But there seems to be an extra element of creativity in this course also. So
Yeah.
how do we balance these things, especially with in the context of the course, that is?
Yeah.
For
I think,
example, please go.
Yeah, please go ahead. Finish it up.
No, I was saying that, like, let's say if I had to draw a good scatter plot or a good line chart or a good bar chart, I know exactly what to do, but I have no clue how to create an infographic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yeah,
how does
so
that,
I kind
what's
of
the balance?
yeah. So it is so, which is why this course is located in the School of Design and not in the School of Computer Science, right? So computer science data visualization course will talk about the modalities of generating charts. How do I optimize a program to do it? And for example, you say, right, in tools such as Tableau or Excel, you load a table, it figures out what are the X and Y attributes, and then recommends you a chart. It will tell you, probably for the kind of data you have, a bar chart would work better. I don't know whether Excel does that or not, but Tableau will suggest that, right? It will be able to. It's just got a slight intelligence built into it, saying that for this purpose, maybe a scatter plot, would serve you well, rather than say a line chart. Okay. So a lot of decision making about what precisely the chart that you want is kind of slowly moving away from the designer or the creator into the tools now, right? Tools are becoming smarter all the time. But, I think you need to there are two parts, like you mentioned, the functional part, right? That there is something that the chart needs to do in order to communicate, but there is also more than just communication, that, there is the emotional impact, for example, depending on whatever it is, right? So if you're trying to persuade somebody, right, people, you want to change somebody's mind about certain things, then there are some additional visual elements that you need to consider, right? So you cannot just present a very clinical chart and then expect people to react to it emotionally in the same way that you would want them to react, for a cause like that, or for a specific issue, right? So that is probably what you're referring to as the aesthetic element of it, right? So where can we, the evocative element of it, right? There is a functional element, there is an evocative element. So the both of them have to be balanced correctly, right? Hopefully through this course, we will understand through many examples that how can we do this, in a good mix. And of course, a lot of that will also come with experience. The more you do, then the better you understand the mix.
Got it. Thank you.
So maybe I'll ask you about the specifics of the first assignment. The first assignment is asking you to do a critique on, any data visualization or an infographic that you will find static. I specifically, suggested to you that, just choose something that is simple. Don't take something that is interactive, got multiple filters and, multiple types of charts, something that is simple. And then find out, what is good about it and what is bad about what works in whatever it is trying to communicate and what doesn't work, right? So I also illustrated that using one of the examples in my short video, about 7 minutes long. This part 7 of the video lecture is about just going through how you can analyze and critique a particular visualization, right? So hopefully going through that helped you in doing your own visualization. if you have any questions about it, or you have any trouble doing that, please let me know, or you have any clarification that you want.
For the assignment, we can take anything from the Google. We can search it. Okay.
Yes. Just attribute it as long as you attribute the source.
Okay.
Because I I have asked you to capture, take a screen image, screenshot of that and embed it in the comment, as well as provide a URL link to the original source. I think that
We
is
need
good.
to write some description that what it tells also.
Yes, it could be part of your analysis. So maybe the first couple of sentences could just basically describe what you think this chart is trying to do, and then you can go on to analyzing it for its good and bad.
And we need to put in the GitHub, but anyone can see my post when I will post in that GitHub, correct?
Only your own classmates will be able to see it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but it is not open to the outside. In fact, I for my IIT Bombay classes, I do it on the public GitHub, and I also share this with my other students across universities. I teach also courses abroad, and it's become over time become very valuable resource.
Yeah.
Right? People
Right.
use it, and we have also managed over last 5 or 6 years a huge collection of examples and analysis of those examples, right? So it's a good resource. In fact, 2 of it I have linked it as a sample for you, to just
Yeah.
If you just go back to the issues and then search for it, in the same GitHub, that you will find more also. But I thought 2 is more than sufficient.
Yeah. 2 is enough. Okay, thank you, sir.
So this actually is public.
No, the one IIT Madras told me that we cannot keep it in public. So so it is hosted off IIT Madras GitHub, private GitHub. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, actually, currently it's in the public mode because we are yet to collect the GitHub ID of all these people. So after that,
I see. Okay.
Okay.
Which, by the way, is perfectly fine. So there's no problem having it open in perpetuity as well.
Yeah, no problem. If in public also.
Yeah, it's kind of hassle-free. It's very nice. I mean, in a way that other people also will be able to see your work.
To see
right?
it.
So,
The next batch.
Maybe it is a graded. That's why IIT Madras is forcing at least for the grading time.
Until the grading. So see, one other thing is that it also tells you have an opportunity to look at your own classmates' postings, and then you can improve on it, and you can avoid the example that they have picked it up, for example, so that we get multiple. So otherwise, if I use it like just a submission through some kind of a submission portal, I will end up with 2-3 examples, same examples from multiple people. So now I don't get that often.
Yes, agree.
Okay, so there is Kumar Chandan, Swapnadeep. Any questions? Sharian and Sumishta.
I have no question.
Okay. We will try to have these kind of sessions once every 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, if you think that there is a need to meet up, like this on a live session, ask some questions and all. As we go to slightly more complicated or more complex assignments, maybe it will be a lot more useful. But generally, I just want, because this is my first course teaching in this program, in this online degree program. For these kind of live sections, is this about the attendance that we get normally?
No. I think it's a first class.
Okay.
Actually, in degree, number of people are less now.
Yeah, that's what I was told, that we only have about 30-35 students in this course, I think, registered, if I'm not mistaken. Jimmy?
Otherwise, if you go to diploma, it will be more than 100 people. Difficult to get chance to ask questions.
Okay.
Really, that's actually very surprising, because I heard that even in some of the diploma courses, the live session, at least when we stopped, they stopped offering bonus marks for the diplomas. Live sessions.
Right.
The attendance dropped like anything.
Okay.
I know, maybe Jimmy has done some of the more recent courses, and he would know what kind of traffic they see on the machine learning courses.
So yeah, in the new batches we have a large number of people who attend the live session. But since there are many people are doing it a part-time course, like they are working professional. Some of them are students. So due to the timing, they watch the recordings also. So that's thing, and it depends on the like how many number of students are there. And in one session, in one term, I think yeah, the rule was something like people used to get the bonus marks based on their attendance. So at that time, the number of participants were very high.
Jaydev, you work at the Graminer, right?
I do, sir. Yes.
Okay, yeah. The name sounded very familiar in the photograph, in your profile also. It looked like I've seen it somewhere.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
I know Anand well, and in fact, Anand was the person who recommended me to this course. He connected me and Andrew. That's how we came together.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
He's teaching the TDS course himself.
Yeah, he told me about it, and then I asked him about the BSc, degree or in general. He was very excited about it, and when we talked about long.
I report to him.
Yeah.
In fact, that's one of the problems, and since I do, if my performance in this course is anything short of spectacular, that's going to be a big problem for me.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be the guy who knows already many things, right? I mean, almost all of the things. If not.
So I asked my colleagues for the first week assignment. I asked a bunch of them, send me examples of some of the most memorable data visualizations that you have seen recently.
Okay.
Not the best, the most memorable only. So that I could pick one and critique it. And they're all sending me amazing visualizations, which I can't find anything wrong with.
Okay. So you're putting all your office people to do some of the work at least, I think.
Some of the work, yeah.
Okay. So if you're not doing something, right, for example, some of the examples, obviously you won't be able to do all of the examples, but you think that they're really good visualization, you can share it in the Discord channel. Okay. So,
I will, yeah.
Because it will be good, examples for other people also to look at.
To see, yes.
Okay, I think there are no more questions per se. Jimmy, if you would like to add anything. Yeah, Kumar Chandran, please go ahead. Kumar Chandan, sorry.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I went just overview of some video, and I have a few question in my mind. I want to make just clear more about that. What is that purpose and what we getting to achieve this thing? And this program contains some programming language also in the data visualization or not? Because my earlier point of view was that we will also use some programming to use this programming visualization.
Okay, so think of this course as learning to encode data visually. So what are the design principles that are very important for you to keep in mind? Okay. And of course, so it's kind of a theoretical course. And where does this theory come from, right? Basically, the theory comes from our understanding in cognitive psychology, visual perception, and so on. Okay, so this is what lets us see things the way that we see, right? And then if we understand that, we will be able to exploit our visual channel and communicate what we want to communicate better. Okay, so this course is about how to make your data visualizations more effective. Okay. More effective. So it is one thing to just put the first chart that comes to your mind to encode the data in a visual form, but it may not be the most effective form. Okay. In fact, it could lead to a misinterpretation also, right? So that's the last thing you want to do, right? Because the very point of making a data into a visual form is that so that you understand the data better, right? Or you can draw some insights from the data, right? So you can see maybe the trend is going up, trend is going down, right, in a line chart, right? or in a bar chart, you're able to compare the proportions, and then, maybe you're able to even estimate how big one value is as compared to the other value, right? What is the ratio of between these two and things like that, right? So you're basically letting people to visually estimate things. Okay, so they're making some visual analysis, right? So it's a very important task. So you first of all, you have to enable them to do it very easily, and then that they don't make any mistake in doing it, right? So we need to understand what works. How can we do that? Okay, that is what this course is about, right? Now, incidentally, you will use some tools, but that is not the focus of the course, right? I don't want to spend a lot of time teaching you how to use Tableau to create a chart, right? Because I feel that is not so important. That's the easy part of it. Okay, so you can learn Tableau on your own, right? Because it's a very easy to use authoring tool, does not require any programming at all. Even programming libraries like D3.js or your Python database libraries and all are things. I'm told that because you have learned Python in your previous courses and all that, you will be able to use this Python library, database libraries, and then use Python to code visualizations with that. So not this course will not specifically teach you any programming language, but it will use the knowledge that you have gained in this course so far. Okay, and then I will also let you know about a lot of other very easy to use authoring tools, such as Tableau, for example. But there are also lots of web-based visualization tools like Flourish, for example, or Data Wrapper. They are very easy to use. You just plug in the data, and then you can choose the parameter, you can choose the chart type, and then it will generate the visualizations for you. Okay, so you can also use any of them. So I'm not going to be evaluating you on the technical expertise of whether you're able to program it or whether you're able to use the tool better or not, but how effective your created visualization is.
Yeah, it's look interesting, sir. And the way you told that, we can use the D3.js. Yeah, it is not a part of that course, but to use to the web visualization, I can implement something through the D3.js.
Yes, you can. So what
Okay.
I will do is my assignment will give you a data set, will ask you to do a visualization.
Okay.
And depending on your, proficiency in programming, you can use D3.js to do it, or you can do Data Wrapper to do it, or you can do Tableau to do it also, right?
Okay.
Ultimately, I'm looking at the output and not the process by which you arrived there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But
And
there will be one assignment in which I will ask you to use Python database libraries to. I'll give you a data set, and then you'll have to visualize that.
okay, a few more questions based on that, sir. Nowadays, whatever we are seeing that there is so many already predefined designing is available on that site, like that even the JavaScript or the website visualization to understand. So D3 is on the code, and based on the D3, there is a many visualization is there, and already it is there. So how this course will be that I can understand all the visualization from my point of view, and we will able to create. Because sometimes what I feel that doing programming is not a big problem. The thinking, the design is the biggest. It's take the 80% time of the designing something. What will be the better design? Because whatever the available tool is there, sometimes happen no, that tool is not satisfy our requirement.
Yes.
And I want to design my way because I study something and I want to make some connection, and I try to do 1-2 connection and I lost after some time.
See, that's what. No, so the connecting thread is your understanding of how to create good data visualizations, right? And then you will access different tools to do different things, right? See,
Yes.
if you have on the paper, what is it that you want to do, right? And then you will figure out that okay, I'm going to create a interactive visualization here, which will require a lot of pulling and pushing and maybe touching, swiping, and all that out there. So for that kind of a thing, right, I need a more powerful tool such as D3.js, right? So I will do this interactive part using D3.js, but there is a static part also as part of my data visualization, right? Maybe I can use a Photoshop or Illustrator also to do it, okay? Or I can use one of those very easy to use web-based visualization tools to do it, right?
Okay. Yes.
I want to incorporate a map visualization in the same story, right? Then I can use Tableau to do it, right? Now I can bring all this together into one single visualization, right? Now you notice in this example, I've used 3 different tools to create my final output, okay? And that is what it should be, right? A lot of people will be just stuck to one. The guy is a Tableau expert, and then he will do everything in Tableau only, right? Maybe Tableau is not appropriate for certain kinds of visualizations, right? But because he's just using Tableau and it is his go-to tool for doing Tableau visualization, everything will be done, and that's not a good idea as well. Okay, so do not be tied to one particular tool because it does not give you the flexibility for creating effective visualization. The more tools that you learn and become versatile with it, then the better for you.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir.
So in my lab website, if you go to the
Yes,
info yeah. So the more complex visualizations are all done with the D3.js only, okay? Because those are extremely custom visualizations, right? Now there is no ready-made tool that will be able to generate those charts. Don't exist at all. In fact, some of these charts we invented it for the first time by combining some existing elements of existing charts into new types of charts, right? So a ready-made tool only give you the standard chart types,
right.
And to create those kinds of things, then we have to do, start from the scratch and use something like D3.js to do it.
Okay, so your lab, that laboratory is there, whatever it made on the completely on the D3.js.
Yes. All the examples that you see, on the website,
Yes.
they're all made using D3.js.
Because they claim that they have a most the fast algorithm to
Yes.
manage the array.
Exactly, right. So there are some data sets that we are dealing with, which are like 2 GB in size, right? So in order to optimize the loading of it and processing of it and all, no? So then you're looking not just the front end but also the back end of the processing, right? So then you'll have to rely on these kinds of tools, programming languages, that is.
Okay, got it, sir. So it's better to go on that D3.
Yes.
Think about that web visualization, then we can think that. And one more thing in that, sir. So whenever we talk about the data visualization on the web, and nowadays what's happening, sometimes we need to render the data dynamically because its flow of the data is going on, it's displaying on the site. But our site has that very limited screen and we are going to visualize the data in that. So what is the sometimes it's look that I can do 10,000 data on the website itself, one screenshot. So but this make no sense if even the certain mistake is coming, because sometimes florist type of website I use in the TDS, and what happened that it's make no sense because it's coming dynamically many things, but after seeing the screen it's make like that you told that it should make sense something inside.
Yeah. So you're talking about the real-time data, right? Sometimes it is fetched and then it is presented, and you do not know what the data is going to look like, so you cannot predetermine it, right? But then you will know the characteristic of the data, right? So is it like time series data, or what is it? It's a continuous data, or is it discrete data, right? So if you look at the whole domain of dashboard design, it is about this only, right? The dashboard designs kind of predetermine the container, right? They basically say that, okay, here is where, I will display this particular data. This is where I will report this particular data, and so on and all that. And then they know the range of the data, and they know the characteristic of the data, right? That it may fluctuate to extremes and all that, but it's still, it's something that you have an understanding of, right? So I think it is possible to design for that also.
Okay, that's Thanks. And one last thing, sir, I want to discuss that sometime we think that, because we have a limitation of the up to the visualization 3D data till now. Is it certainly possible we can go 1-2 dimension more when the more attributed to in that 2-3 dimension itself? Can we do this? Because sometimes I think to go even the 5 dimension, but visually. Obviously, I don't know what is even the more than 3 dimension, how it's look like, but how I can interpret on that screen up to the 5 dimension or the 4
Right. Okay. So traditionally, we think of dimensions as this X, Y, and Z coordinate, right? So, screen is 2-dimensional in nature. And when people say 3-dimensional, they're talking about the depth element of it, right? So you have an object that can be rotated, for example, that is three-dimensional, right?
Right.
Now, actually, the third dimension could also be the time, right? Time dimension, right?
Fourth dimension.
Yeah. So that time itself, right, is a dimension, right? So you're having 2-dimensional data over time, right? So that's the third dimension. Usually in visualization, these three are handled in a 2-dimensional surface, right? So the 2 dimensions, 2 attributes plus the third attribute, which is the time, right, can be added. But then you can also encode multiple attributes into one of the dimensions also, right? For example, if you're doing a XY, plot, right, or scatter plot. Now, each dot is not only contains an X and Y value, but it can also contain some categorical value, right? For example, say you can differentiate between male and female, right? By color coding, right? So it's actually you're bringing in the third variable there, but you're encoding it not as position but as color.
Right.
Yeah. So there, and then say for example, you can also make it into shapes, right? Now it's not a dot, but it is a triangle, and a green triangle means male, or a blue triangle means male, and a pink triangle means female, for example, right? You can also increase the size of that and decrease the size of that, right? So that size could be in proportion to some other variable. Okay, so like a population or something like that. Okay. So when we say 2-dimensional, I mean, in terms of the screen real estate, yes, it is 2-dimensional, but within the 2-dimensional dimensions, you can pack in multiple dimensions. So the Napoleon's March example that we talk about in the first lecture, right, actually contains 6 dimensions of data.
Whatever even you told right now, explain. I'm feeling that 5 dimension is itself there. Whatever you told right now.
Yes, it is there. But the traditional understanding of 3D is the depth, right? The 3D objects and all. You might have also noticed that nowadays you see these maps with maps that look in 3D, and then there are these spikes, right, which indicate the population. So that is a 3-dimensional. 3 dimensions is always very difficult perceptually, because you're looking at a 3-dimensional view in a 2-dimensional surface, right? And it always interferes with our estimation ability, right? Because things that are closer to our eye are taller, things that are farther away are shorter, right? And then we compute these differences mentally, and then we attribute different values to it, right? We make mistakes because of that, right? So that is for that reason, it is generally advisable, right, in principle, not to use that 3-dimension, right, in your visualizations, because it leads to erroneous conclusions, it leads to error in estimation.
Which 3D visualization you are talking, sir? Whatever the X, Y, Z is there.
No, I'm talking about maps, which are like 3D, like a globe, for example. Earth is there, it is rotating, and then you're like flying over the countries, right? Right. So you're literally like in the 3 dimension, but yeah.
Okay. So whatever there is one thing is that if I talk about the physics in the term of the dimension, then according to 4th dimension has taken as the time. But right now, like you told that there is a X, Y, Z, and the girls, men, and the woman is there, and the age is there, and the different categories. So I took the 5 dimension. but it is not same as the physics. So that two thought is the completely different, right?
Yes, yeah. This is not the way that physics talks about dimensions, right? This is
Okay.
what how you the data. In other words, you can call it dimensions, you can call it attributes also, right?
Right.
So see, if you imagine a data set to be like a table, right?
Right.
All the columns are your dimensions, all the
Yeah.
rows are your items, right?
Right. Right.
So each item can have n number of attributes, isn't it?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then so those n number can be called as dimensions also. Yeah. So all of that can be still you can pack it in a two-dimensional space. You can still show all the dimensions of it.
Okay. Got it, sir. My most of thing is clear here.
Okay.
Now course will look more interesting than.
Okay, I'm glad. I was that was
Yeah,
helpful.
I was. That's why I was thinking, and many thing was this. So I wanted to know that what's going to happen. How will I think in further?
Yeah.
Maybe further many question will raise then next
Yeah,
meeting.
yeah, sure. Offline also, you can post it on the Discord forum. I will
Yes.
look at it and then I will if I can answer there as well.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thanks so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Sir, one more request. In the class, you have given the example of this railway timetables, okay? And you have given, and I think the IIT Mumbai student has done some visualization. Can you share one or two visualization how they have done, so that we can understood that the way of thinking is same or not?
Sure, I think.
If possible.
Yeah, so I did it as a class exercise
Okay.
only. So what we did was, I asked them to do it, and then we just discussed it by projecting it on the screen.
Okay.
And then I returned those things back. It was not collected as a submission, so I don't have them with me.
Okay, no issue.
Yeah.
No issue, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no issue.
Yeah, I think that's all about the session, sir.
Okay, I think thank you all for coming in and participating in this. Yes, Jaydev, please go ahead.
Sorry, an unrelated question entirely. There is a personal project which I'd like to run by you. Should I probably just send you an email?
Yes, that would be great. I mean, I can, you can maybe send a link or something along with it where I can look at it.
Sure,
You
sure.
can ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll be able to
Thank
do
you.
it. Yeah. Okay, all right, Jimmy. Thank you for organizing this session. You can upload the recording when it is ready, so that people who could not participate in the
Yes,
session
yes.
can benefit from it. All right. So thank you, and if there are any further questions, keep posting them.